Hello dear students, today we are going to learn something new. See children, all of us, you, me, all of us are living in a world of information and technology. Also, we are aware of many media through which we get information. We have printed media, electronic media. Okay, so through all these media we get lots of information. Now if you take a newspaper, which is a printed media, or a television, which is an electronic media, you will come to know about the weather, what is the share market telling us, what about our population, what is the cost of living of various cities, or the pollution of our district or state or our area, growth of certain industries. So lots and lots of information. Or about the cricket, what is the score of the cricket, what was the medal status of the Olympics. Like that, every information is available on our fingertips. Okay. Now, how do we get all this information in such a systematic way? That is what we are going to learn today, or what help us. There is again mathematics is the most important part, which sent you or which help you to get this all information. In mathematics, there is a special branch called statistics, which deals with the collection, classification, analysis and interpretation of such information. So, today we are going to start chapter number 5, which is a part of statistics, or which is a chapter from statistics, data handling. Now, what is a data? A data is a collection or a systematic collection of information, which is represented in a proper way. There are various methods of representing the data. Okay. So, this chapter we are going to learn how to handle the data, or how to handle the collected information, so that the person who are dealing with it, or the people who are concerned with it, will be able to read it and interpret it easily. So, the name of the chapter is data handling. Okay. And data handling is a part of statistics, and in this chapter we will learn various methods of handling data, that is representation of various means data using different methods. The first one is pictograph, which you have learned in 4th standard, 5th standard, 6th standard, and in many classes we have learned about pictograph, in which the pictures are used. For example, if we are showing population, we use the picture of human beings. Okay. If we are showing the production of car, we show the picture of a car showing a number of cars. So, that was used in pictograph. What was the problem with pictograph was that drawing. One main problem was drawing the symbolic. We have to draw it symbolically. For example, if 100 cars are shown by one car, you have to draw a car to show 100 cars. If there are 1000 cars, you need to draw 10 cars. So, it was too time consuming. Now, another problem was that it was not realistic, means it was difficult to show them realistic. For example, if you have to show 15 cars, so if one car shows 100 cars, then how will you show 15 cars? One part of the car you have to show, which was not that impressive. So, and little bit confusion also, because we do not know whether it is 15 or 16, or exact number was not able to show using pictograph. So, due to that, people started thinking of some other method of representation, that is bar graph. So, today we are going to discuss bar graph in detail. Now, first of all, let us see what is a bar graph. A bar graph is usually a display of information using whatever data we collect. If it is in numbers, using numbers, then it is called a numerical data. That numerical data, when we use pictures, then it is called a pictograph. And instead of pictures, if we use bars of uniform width, same width, bars of same width or equal width, and then the height of the bars depend upon the quantity which is changing, okay, the variable quantity, then it is called a bar graph. And for drawing a bar graph, usually in classes we use a graph book. What is a graph page? A page which is divided into unit squares. Now, what is a unit square? You see, if you take any square here, it has got 1 centimeter length and 1 centimeter breadth, and it will be, some graph paper will be divided into 10 small squares, and this one particularly it is made into 10 by 10, that is 100 small unit squares. Okay. So, this page is called a graph page. Now, whenever you have to show information, you have to remember two main things, that is, whichever bars you are selecting, whatever way you are selecting the bars, all the bars should be of equal width, and they should be there should be a gap, equal gap between consecutive bars. The gap between two consecutive bars should be same, and the width of the bars should be same, and the length or the height of the bars may change according to the information. Another important thing is that whenever you draw a bar graph, the first thing that you have to do is draw x axis and y axis. Now, usually we can leave, if you want, you can leave 1 or 2 boxes and then draw a line to show x axis. Okay. This is the x axis, you can draw till the end. You can use the whole paper as one plane to draw your or to show you the information. So, this is usually marked as x axis, and the perpendicular one, you can take it in any way, but usually we do like this. The perpendicular one axis is called y axis. Now, there is no strict rule that how long you should draw the x axis or how long you should draw the y axis. You can draw as much as you want and then give a arrow mark and write here y axis. Now, if you want to extend it more, you can. Okay, when if you feel that no, the collected information needs little longer line, you can do it. It is up to you. Okay. Now, we will see how to draw a bar graph with an example. Now, let us see one question. Construct a bar graph to represent the given numerical data. What information is given here? You see here English, Math, Science, SS, Gujarati, Hindi. What is it? They are subjects. So, you can write here subjects. And what is this? This will be the marks. So, this is marks. Now, you can decide which one is varying, which one, this one is varying. These are all marks already given. So, you decide if this is to be taken on x axis, this can be taken on y axis. So, we will draw a bar graph to show this information. Now, so first of all, take a graph page. So, this is the graph page which we kept ready previously. What all things did we do? We drew the x axis and the y axis. Where the x axis and y axis meet, we mark there 0, 0. That means it is 0 for x axis and 0 for y axis. Now, first of all, what do we have to see? How many subjects do we have to show? We have to show English, Math, Science, SS, Gujarati, Hindi. Total how many subjects? 6 subjects we need to show. So, here we have total 18 or 19 boxes. So, that 19 boxes should be divided by the total number of subject that you have to show. We have to show 6 subjects. So, when you divide, you get 6 3s are 18 points, 3 point something. So, what does it show? It shows that if you want, you can take maximum 3 boxes for one subject. It is not compulsory that you should take 3 box, you can take 1 box or 2 box or 3 box, but you won't be able to take 4 boxes as there is not enough spaces. So, what we are going to do is, we will take a medium one, that is 2 boxes. You see here from 0, 1, 2, first subject, again 1, 2, second, then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that you can mark 6 subjects. The first subject was English, so mark here English. This was maths, then we have science, then we have SS, then Gujarati and Hindi. So, first of all, what we did, we marked all the subject on x axis. You see that they should be equidistant from each other. You from 0, 1, 2 boxes. Each box, each subject is 2 boxes apart. This is very important. That is, the gap between each bar should be the same. Now, you see here we have so many boxes. So, let us just count it 1, 2, 3 boxes. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We have 26 boxes like that here. So, that 26 boxes we need to divide. We have to show 95 marks maximum, and that if you divide by 26. So, what will you get? If you take it as 25, how many times? 3 times like that. So, you can take max more than 3. Okay. 3 is the minimum, but more than 3 we can take. So, for a convenience, what we will do? Here we will mark 5, 10, 15, 20 like that, equal intervals of 5, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, and then 80, 85, 90, 95 till 100 we marked. Okay. Now, we are going to find out the points corresponding to the given marks. So, for English the mark was 75. So, what we have to do is, you see here on English, on this line wherever 75 comes, see which is the line, you can keep the scale so that you won't make mistakes. So, here in this line wherever 75 corresponding to 75, where is the point you have to find out. So, this is the point. So, after marking that, you can do one thing, draw a perpendicular line to the x axis and keep it ready. And in the next one, that is in maths, the child got 90 marks. So, what we will do? From 90 we go to, sorry, from mathematics, that point we go to 90. 90 is above 75. So, till 75 let us draw, and then we will go to the top. You see here, where is 95 in this line? Here is the 95. So, then join it. So, we got for for maths it was 90. So, till this we will draw. Okay. And for science it was 95. So, let us go in science line till 95. and then SS it was 80. This is 75 and little higher, this is 80. And in Gujarati it is 76. Here we have to take care. First let us draw 75. Now how to draw 76? You see here, if you see clearly, this line is 75 and this line is 80. Between these two there are 10 small parts. So 10 small parts shows 5 numbers. Okay, so how will you count 75? Then after leaving one number it will be 76. That is two boxes you have to take for 76. So take that 2. Okay, 10 boxes are showing. How will you see that? There are 10 boxes showing 5 numbers. So 10 upon 5 will be 2. So 2 boxes if you take, it will show 1 number. Okay. So that way you have to find out the smaller units. And then we have 70 for which subject? Hindi. So 70 is here and then we mark it to, you see here 70. What we did here is 70. You see this line is 70. This line is 75. So we took 1 unit above that. Okay. Now after drawing this line, now we have to decide the breadth or width of the bars. Now 2 things you have to decide. First thing, breadth of the bar. Maximum you can take 2 units. But when you take 2 units, they will touch each other. So that is not advisable. So what we decided, we will decide that 1 box we will take as the breadth. After deciding the breadth, you need to think or decide towards which side you are drawing, whether you are drawing to the right or to the left. Now if you draw 1 bar to the right, then all the bars should be drawn to the right. And if you decide to take to the left, first bar left, then all the bars should be towards the left. So I have decided, I am a left hander, so I have decided to take to the left. So from here I took 1 unit, everywhere I will take 1 unit. So here that mistake I did, it is 90, so 90 here. Here it is 95 and here it is 80. Everywhere I took the breadth as 1 unit. Then what you have to do? Draw perpendicular down. See here this line, see from this point draw perpendicular like that from all the points. You need to draw perpendicular down. Now is our work over? No. The most important thing is give a heading to this graph. What is it? Marks obtained in 6 subjects. Now we marked something on x-axis and something on y-axis by doing some calculations, right? In what way did we do? On x-axis what did we do? On x-axis what did we do? We took 2 centimeter or 2 boxes which is equal to 2 units. You can write either 2 centimeter or you can write 2 unit as one subject. And on y axis what did we shown? We showed mark. How did we show? 1 centimeter or 1 unit as 5 marks. Do you know what is this? This is called the scale. What is scale? Scale is the ratio between the original value and the value which we took. Okay, means how do we show it? We are showing one subject by using, you see here one subject is shown using 2 boxes or 2 units. So, that is what the scale is. Similarly, on the y axis we shown 5 marks using 1 centimeter. So, that is the scale. This is a very important part of drawing graph. So, while drawing the graph, it is too important to calculate the scale. Okay, so this we did, this we did. Now, what is the next thing? Labeling the x axis and y axis. What did we do here? Here we marked subjects. So, right here with an arrow mark subjects. And on the y axis, what did we show? We showed marks. So, marks. So, if you complete all these parts, then your graph work is over. So, what all things did we do? First thing, draw x axis and label it. See here, to write x axis, draw a perpendicular and show it is y axis. After that, what we did first, we calculated. Okay, that means you calculated the scale. That means you decided the scale. So, decide the scale and mark it on the x axis and y axis, and then draw the bars according to the given information. After drawing the bars, what we have to do? Make sure that each bars are at equal distance. You see here, here 1 centimeter, here 1 box left. Between each bar you can see 1 box only left, and all the bars are of equal width. After that, give a heading or the title to the graph, also write the scale, label the x and y axis correctly. If you complete this all portions, then only a graph will be ready. That is all for today. In the next class, we will learn how to draw double bar graph.